Oh, okay. Should be live. Yeah, can you hear me? Awesome. Try saying one more thing for me. Yeah. No, my stream can't hear you, but I can. Give me just a second. Audio.
I
I'm
want to
gonna
do
do.
quick game. Well,
Well,
it's not
it's
so
not so
much that
much
I
that I
record them,
record
but I
them, but
like
I
to
like to
stream
stream
them
them
as
as
standard
standard
as standard
practice
practice
because
because
I
I think
think
that
that
for one
for one
it's
it's
good
good
advertising,
advertising,
but
but
two,
two,
like
like
it's a
it's a
group
group
experience.
experience. You know,
If you
if you
tune in,
tune
you
in,
might
you
be
might
able
be
to
able to
learn
learn
something,
something,
even
even
though
though
I'm
I'm
working with
working
a
with a
different
different
player.
player.
At
At
least
least
that's how
that's
I
how I
feel
feel
about it.
about it. Oh, I need an output capture. That's what I need. Where's my desktop? And this one. Say something now.
Testing, testing.
That works much better. Okay, say one more thing.
One more thing.
Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so let me find these VODs that you have. Okay, which one do you want to start with?
Let's
The
start with the first one. That's so I sent you two VODs. Both of them
uh,
are best of threes that play three games.
okay.
And I believe the first one I'm playing against a Luigi named Hydrosity, and I do lose the set. And the second one I'm playing against a Joker, and I win the set.
I
Both
see.
I make a lot of mistakes in, I think, and I'm curious to see your takes.
Makes sense. Okay, give me just a second. For some of this stuff. That looks good.
Should I also be watching this stream to
No,
see? Okay.
no, you'll have access to everything, so that's not a big deal. And that's why the VOD is there. Because the only thing that I do that carries over besides the VOD is I generate a notepad file for everybody, and like
Beautiful.
you'll just directly get that. So there's no need
Awesome.
for you to watch it. The video and the recording and stuff is mostly for other people.
Okay.
Okay, so right, let me switch over. Give me just a second.
All
Oh,
good.
I gotta switch this to mode. There's no tile. It's this one. I want the window capture for my browser. Well, that looks good. And that as well. Oh, why did that sound? Oh, I know why. I want to do that other way. Yeah. Oh, is that what it said? Huh. So that's the other one here. Oh, it's because it's humongous. Okay, that makes more sense. Look in the corner. File it. That looks good. I'm going to duplicate my wood code. Oh, that's small. Okay, that should work. Oh yeah, I gotta duplicate my audio inputs. Also gotta duplicate it. Okay, we'll try switching my canvas. You can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so okay, cool. So that should work, and then I should hear the game audio as well. Okay, let me pull up these slides. So Twitch videos.
Cool.
Oh, that makes sense. It's not good. I should get away. I'm gonna open it up and fill it.
And are you gonna screen share that on Discord while you talk about it, or do you
Yes,
want me?
that
Okay.
that's what I'll be doing.
All right.
So let's see. Oh, I'm gonna be streaming this one. Go live. Okay, it's set to 1080 60. Let me know if that's not smooth enough for you, but it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
seeing it pretty all right.
okay, cool. So let's go. Before we do anything, I'm gonna do the same thing that I do every time. Um, let's see. There's the 8th. Okay, so we're talking about Byleth versus Luigi, right?
Yes, and in game two, he switches to Steve. I win that match. Um, and then he switches back to Luigi for game three, and it was
Okay, cool. So before I like to look at the set, I always like to go into the set with a set of preconceived ideas, if that makes sense. Like I like to think about kind of the win conditions for both characters before we get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about Byleth's win conditions. And we're going to talk about those briefly. So this is my opinion on what I think Byleth needs to be doing to win against Luigi. And then when we get to the Steve, we'll kind of make a new set of win conditions. So let's see. Byleth's first win condition, I think, against Luigi is number one, deny Luigi winning neutral via roll at all costs.
Okay.
I think that's the number one rule.
Why roll?
Well, roll is Luigi's only invincible way to take space, and it is very committal. However, if you are pressing a button and he does roll, now he's right on top of you, and he has a tremendous positional advantage due to his frame data. And it's much more difficult to keep him out. And so, unfortunately, to play the matchup correctly, you have to play quote-unquote lame. In other words, you need to drop opportunities to pressure him to over-respect roll, because it is extremely important that at any cost you deny him this option. Because again, if Luigi can't get him with roll, he has to contest your range. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing that I would say is abuse your pokes and tomahawk-based tilts to press Luigi. Okay. Default neutral pressure. Here, I'm actually gonna try to think about the best way to do this, because I want you to see my notes as well. I think I'm just streaming the Twitch page. Yeah, so I can fix that. Hold on, let me do this. I'll make this a little smaller, like that, and then I'll just move my notes over here, like this. There we go. And if I do that, then I can stream with you the screen itself. There we go. Okay, so let's try this. I sent you a new screen. You should have the notes that I've been writing up on the right too, so you can kind of read.
Yeah.
Read along. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do that. Font 20 should be fine. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So default neutral plan should be to swing with fair off block and empty land mix when Luigi commits to a shield crash. And what I mean by that is that, like, for Luigi, since his entire goal is to get in, his two strongest tools are parry and roll, because both of which give him the time he needs to get a positional advantage over you. And so these win conditions are essentially you shutting down roll as an option, and you respecting parry as an option, and forcing him to sit here and just fish for parry while you're mixing him with your timing. Because if he's fishing for parry and not getting them, that means he's not actually doing anything, and you should be able to, like, comfortably maintain your mid-range pressure. He has to essentially give up on trying to parry if he wants to play faster than that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so other than that, okay, so I would say that Byleth should focus on nice traps over edge guards. I feel pretty confident about that. Byleth's offstage game is okay, but in this specific matchup, I think ledge traps make a lot more sense. And then finally, respect Luigi's super jump punch. Since it's other than that, I think that's fine. This is a very traditional matchup. You have a lot more range than Luigi. You should be abusing it as much as possible, because as soon as he gets in, he is in a big advantage over you. And so to me, when I'm going to watch this set, like, everything is going to come down to how well you keep him out. If you're not keeping him out, you're going to lose. It's very difficult to beat a Luigi you can't keep out, because he does so much damage.
Yeah.
And he wants to ledge trap you too. So, okay. So Luigi's win condition, right? First goal, he wants to find opportunities. Sorry, let me reword this. Find patterns in your pressure and abuse roll and parry to force his way in. Short hop fair, landing fastball there. is kind of his boxing tool against matchups that outrange him. He wants to rise with fair, and then when he rises with fair, it lets him buffer the landings there, so it's like an auto spacing button. That's why Luigi's do it, because it makes the input more consistent. He wants to throw landing plungers because they're like intangible and can eat buttons. He wants to throw those to see if he can make you overextend, or to make you over-respect them so that he can apply pressure on you. If necessary, resort to winning neutral with parry dash attack to get anything started. So essentially, like, Luigi should feel like getting in is so important that it is okay for him to not start an optimal combo starter out of neutral. Because you have so much more range than him, he has to settle for just getting a neutral win and then worrying about the damage later. Which is like what Luigi's dash attack does. It's a very good move. It's super fast. It's like super fast. Hold on. Let me pull up the frame there. Like, this move is super broken. This one right here, dash attack. It's frame 4. So like if Luigi gets a parry, the dash attack is essentially guaranteed. So I think at high level, especially, you'll see a lot of Luigi players use parry dash attack. They'll essentially just wait. They'll just fish for parry, and then as soon as they get one on reaction, they'll just dash attack you. And then, like, they've won neutral, and you're above them, so you either have to try to land against Luigi, which is an opportunity for him to extend advantage, or you have to go to the ledge, which is also good for him. And so, like, for him, he doesn't have to kill you off of a grab in neutral. He's content to win neutral with small moves, because the big moves follow that immediately afterwards. Okay, let's see. I would say respect Violet's Nair and aggressively look to whip punish. So I think that Nair is very dangerous in this matchup because, like, Luigi has a reliable button to beat it on block, which is super jump punch, and he also has good whiff punish tools, aka dash attack. And so I don't think Nair needs to be like a fundamental based move for Violet, where you use it not sparingly. I think the word I'm going to use is judiciously. Have you ever heard that word before?
Yes.
Okay, so just for the viewers, I will define it real quick. So judiciously means with good judgment or sense. In other words, this option has been carefully and judiciously selected. So it's not you can spam it, but it needs to be the right call. And a bad one can blow you up. And so, like, if you're getting blown up by the option, that is a good opportunity for reflection of, like, maybe I'm not picking the best opportunities to use this button. It's not a button you can use senselessly. Okay, so with that being said, I think I've outlined what I would expect players to do in this matchup. There's always room for anything else. But anyway, let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and look here. Violet versus Luigi.
It's a very humbling game one, I'll say that.
So let's see what happens. So off the start, he chooses Fireball. Okay. Sounds good. Let's reset. And you just kind of flounder. Okay. So we got some very slow play. Luigi is trying to use... I don't like that. Hold on. Luigi is clearly playing at a distance because he understands that he has little range, so he's going to try to frustrate you with his zoning. Right here. This is reactable, dude. You should never miss these.
Yep. And
you should never go the wrong way. The fact that you grabbed the wrong direction is, like, really bad. Because, like, that I don't think that should ever happen. Because Violet's landing lag on Nair. Hold on, let me find it. Let me see if it's truly reactable or not. So, neutral air. It has 13 frames of landing lag, and the finisher has 7 frames of shield lag and 2 frames of stun. So you have 22 frames before you're even actionable that you can look and see which way they went. In Ultimate, your reactionable window is frame 20. And so that means that it's tight. You have 2 frames of leniency. But whenever you convert a Nair, you should always react with the right direction.
Problem occurs when I anticipate a direction rather than react.
Right.
It's something I'm trying to work on.
It's, well, to be honest, again, you have 22 frames to do it, so the window is tight, right? Like, it's not a big window, which can be scary. That's not a big deal. Sometimes I think anticipating is nice because it like saves you brain power. But if you have the capacity for it, I think that this is something that you can train and work on. I encourage you to, go into the training lab, especially if you have the mod, and just work on trying to see which way your character gets popped out. Even if they get set in the same way every time, try to think about like, I'm not going to move until I see which way he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you can practice that a pretty easy way. Hold on, let me switch to my game view. So I need to like put this over here. There we go. Okay, so here's the game view. You can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Cool. So in the game, let's go to the training mode, and I'll show you how I would tackle this. Because do you have access to the training mod?
Not in any way that I know. My Switch is not moddable. I've been looking for there seem to be ways to where you can like plug a USB into your Switch that runs a certain program that will allow the training mod to adapt that way.
And I'm not the biggest fan of the what is it called? Like the little
It's like
Arduino ones. No, I don't
Raspberry
like. Yeah, no,
Arduino. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of those. If you have access to a relatively powerful desktop computer, or even just a medium power desktop computer, you might be able to download a program called RyuJinx. It's a Switch emulator. The most recent patch for the training mod, which came out last week, has support for the emulator version of Smash. And so if you can get Smash running on the emulator, you should actually be able to get the training mod running on said emulated copy of Smash. So like, it's nice because we're finally entering like a period of great accessibility for the mod, like for the first time. You don't actually have to have the hardware for it, but not everybody has to do that. So here's an exercise that I have created out of my ass on the second to do this. So what I would do is I would nair somebody, right, and then what I would do is I would sit there and I would just
Hello?
hi, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So here's the exercise. You should nair into an opponent, right? And then after you nair into that opponent, you should just stand there and then make a deliberate decision to chase them.
Okay. Are you trying to show me the game right now by
I
chance?
am. Can you not see it?
I cannot see the game now.
Oh, okay. That's because it's still on my game screen. Hold on. Let me think about this. I might have to switch it back to this. Oh, okay. I know what I can do. Hold on. I got you. Let me put the tiles back up. I have learned a lot about this recently. So let me do this. Let me add a preview. Yeah, there we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that'll work. It's a little small, but that way you'll be able to see it on the screen for yourself. Okay. So so let me show you what I mean. So you should nair onto somebody, and then take your time, like wait half a second, and then chase them with grab, because grab is what you use most of the time, right?
Yeah, grab or dash attack.
So all I'm doing is I'm landing, and I'm deliberately slowing down, right? I'm just deliberately slowing down because what I want to do is I want to force myself to react, and I want to get used to that idea, right? Of like which way are they going to get popped out. Now, if you're noticing me truly reacting, like this is the training mod, obviously, but you should notice that like it is very difficult for me to actually get dash attack on reaction. And so I just want you to reflect on this for a second. Like if you actually want to do nair dash attack, it's not true a lot of the times if you truly are reacting and you're never going to go the wrong direction. Now, obviously, I have the training mod installed, so I can just test this. But I can show you through an example that. Like if I'm actually reacting like every single time, it's not true.
Yeah.
I'm getting stuffed every time by Inkling. So like me here truly reacting and getting it right every time is very dangerous. And so what you can do to deal with that is you can not fast fall your Nair. That way you always have enough time. But then the other problem kind of also happens where like if you do one of these and it like bounces them up, it doesn't combo right away.
Yeah, at that point, if you wanted to drop the fast fall, you could just do Nair into F tilt, and that's always a combo at 0%. To my awareness, maybe it's not. It's the rising, yeah, like that. Or you could do Nair fast fall into down tilt.
That makes sense. But like I'm short hopping as I approach, and when I do that, the hitboxes kind of deliberately move you past. But so like let's go back to the other one, for example.
Yes.
When we go back to this situation here, let's see if that's what happens if you catch him with the approaching Nair. So you do. That might have just been SDI. In this situation, with an opponent that's not moving at all, I honestly don't blame you for going this grab, because up until the finisher, it actually looked like he was doing that. Anyway, I think that after watching this interaction a lot and looking at how the interaction works in training mode, my advice is for you to just kind of reflect on this interaction in general, and maybe like see if there's things that you could do to deal with this. So, like for example, in this one, I think you were holding forward the whole time.
Yes. It helps with the confirms if you have forward momentum.
But in this case, it actually harmed you because you had forward momentum and he fell out the other way.
Yeah.
Is this so? So I have a question. Is this like a Byleth thing? Like is this something that Byleth players commonly remark on? Is that this is unreliable at times?
It is unreliable randomly on random characters, not based on their weight specifically. It's kind of a similar problem that she has with her up B, where if you remember when Byleth came out and everyone was like, oh my gosh, Byleth can zero to death Donkey Kong with her up B. Well, no, it's just because for some reason the developers didn't notice that Donkey Kong pops out right on top of Byleth out of the up B. And there's sort of a similar thing going on with her Nair, where some characters just really like to pop out the opposite direction more than others.
Makes sense. So okay, so when I watch MKLeo play Byleth, I think that I never see him do these slow ones where I'm reacting. It always looks like he's buffering his option. So I think at that point, sadly, you might have to do what you're currently implementing, where it's just like it's one of those situations where you just have to know. You know what I'm saying? So I guess in this particular use case, it just looked like they were going to get popped out away from you, and then they fell out, which is tragic.
And the majority of the time, forward momentum, low percent, they do pop out in front of you, and it was a bit of a weird situation.
Yeah, no. After doing it for a couple of times in the lab, I'm definitely surprised that this is how the interaction played out. But I bet you if I set Inkling to SDI in, that he would pop out the other way more often than not. So it might just be bad luck. For now, I think it probably just makes sense to continue just guessing. Although, let's see if he actually punishes you for the dash grab. Not really. You kind of overextended, but okay, let's continue. We've talked about this enough. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Landing plunger. Oh, you did the thing. Don't do this. Okay, so we're talking about fundamental zoning, right? So Luigi has less range than you. He's slow in the air, but he's quick on the ground. So what he wants to do is he wants to do what's called a shield dash, and he wants to camp with it. So for example, let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Let me pull up my window, and then I don't really want it to like. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. Hold on, I can do something better. Let me show you this. Where's my game view? Let me show you this instead. The Elgato. I'll make a window off of this. Yeah, there we go. Now it doesn't have all the extra crap in it. Okay, that should look great. Okay, can you see the game?
Yes, and okay, it does look good.
Okay, cool. So when a shield dash is when you are, get out of here. A shield dash is pretty straightforward. You input a dash, and you see how your character does like a step forward and then stops?
Yep.
Okay, when you do this, it's just called a foxtrot, essentially, or a dash. And when you do that, you have to wait a certain period of time before you can shield. The foxtrot has to complete. Does that make sense?
Yes, but the shield dash, you hold your shield during the dash, right?
Kind of. Let me be very particular here. So I'm going to input a dash. I'm inputting a dash, and then the moment that my dash transitions into a run, I hold shield. So let me show you that in super slow mo. So I'm going to input a dash. I'm going to keep holding my dash input, and I'm going to hold shield.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now let's look at it at full speed, and I want you to see if you can tell the difference between a foxtrot shield and a shield dash.
The first 4 examples were foxtrots, and now you're shield dashing.
It's a crazy difference, right? Like super, super fast. So when Luigi has less range than you, he's not going to try to get these jump ins. Like he's not going to jump in on you. You're Byleth. You're just going to wall him. So what he wants to do is he wants to do this. He wants to run up and shield and then forward. Or he wants to run up and then roll in. Or he wants to run up and then grab. Those are all different things that Luigi wants to do. He wants to take space with shield dash, and then using shield as a precautionary defense against unreactable pokes from you, he will pick an option. Sometimes he also is allowed to just fair in place and zare. Sometimes Luigi's will do that too. They'll run up, and then if they don't think it's a good time to commit, they'll do the rising fair, and then they'll do the landing zare to drop the plunger. Okay, let's go back to the match. All right. So he runs up and shield dashes, and you get close, right? So check this out.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the prior spacing right here. Okay, so when you throw this, I'm going to tell you the problem. You're trying to hit him. Do not try to hit your opponent when you're walling. They will come to you. So check it out. When we're looking at this, can you see my mouse cursor?
Yes.
Okay, so your problem is that Luigi is here, and you're like, I'm going to throw a poke. That's cool. You're a Byleth. You can do that. The problem is you are going to drift in because you are thinking about where Luigi is. And you're like, okay, I'm going to drift in, and then if I bear here, I can poke him. But the problem is that Luigi is actionable. And so what actually ends up happening is that he shield dashes to here, and now you've broadly overextended. So like if Luigi is over here, your back air makes sense. But if Luigi is here, your back air doesn't. And when you are playing a matchup where you have more range than someone, when you are walling, until you get a good understanding of their habits, you need to always assume that the shield dash is what's coming. So let's play the video. You throw it, and you see how it's right on top of you. Now, you end up being safe from the fair, but look at what happens afterwards. Now he's like all up in your face, right? This is a problem. And the reason why he's up in your face is because you're giving him that spacing opportunity anyway, right here. And then look at what he does. He fairs, cool, but now he's on top of you. Oh, you're taking damage. Oh, you're taking damage.
A lot.
You took 87 damage. And it's because of this one interaction right here. This one right here. You said, I'm going to try to hit him. This one interaction is you playing the matchup incorrectly, and it cost you all that. Now, the combo that he did wasn't true, and he probably got more damage than he should have, just because sometimes that happens. I'm not here to focus on his combo. His combo is not important. You're fundamentally playing this matchup wrong with this interaction. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay. So let's move on. Let's see what happens again with this idea. I want to, because we're going to just move on if we see that over and over again, because it doesn't make sense. Like, I can point it out more, but I've already said my piece on it. HD, whatever. This is offline, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I don't like this. Right here. I wish I could back up in a smaller period of time. Oh, well. Okay, so we're going to look at this. So you have Luigi cornered. You have iframes, cool. Here's what I don't like. You have him cornered. You have all of this stage where you can apply mix-ups and pressure to him. And the first thing that you do is reversal yourself. You're in the corner.
Yep.
Why even have stage control if you're just going to do this? Do not corner yourself. Do not corner yourself. You're like trying to hit him. Don't do that. It's not a winning recipe for success. It's not going to work. And now he's on top of you again. Okay, so he gets behind you, he gets the grab, nice mash. It happened again. Okay, this time it happened with the platform drop. That's okay. That's okay. We can look at it. I wish it would go by 5 seconds. Maybe it's a setting I can do. Yeah. Okay, so it's the same thing, right? With this back air. You're on the platform. I like platform bears. Platform bears are good. The problem is Luigi did the thing again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This one. Okay. Oh, that was it. I'm a pause it at the critical moment. This one. Okay. So again, you're trying to hit him. This bear that you're throwing is a great bear if Luigi is right here. But he's actionable. You're walling him. You cannot assume that he will stay there. You have to put the tipper here where the shield dash is going to be. Because look what happens.
Yeah.
It's the exact same interaction, dude. It's the same stock as the first one. And you get grabbed. Oh, you die for it. Okay, so again, the combo is unimportant. These interactions that you are giving to Luigi, you don't have to be giving him. Do not put yourself in these situations.
Okay.
Don't put yourself in these situations. That was tragic. Okay, good. That was a good opportunity for a nair right there. Okay, and you see these situations where Luigi's out of spacing, he's just dash attacking you. He's just trying to get chip because you haven't given him the situation he's looking for. So he's just going to take what he can get. Okay, that's fine. He has a big lead. I do not blame him for playing like this. Okay, good. Okay, let's take a look at the ledge trap. Okay, that's nice. Passive play, respect the roll. Okay, nair mix up. Good. Good pressure. Luigi has to eat that if you space it on shield. He's too slow. Okay, good roll. Strong nair. Yeah. Okay, so the rest of the game was honestly fine. It's just you were so far behind at that point.
Yep.
Because again, like the game ended in 2 interactions, and it was the same mistake. It was the same mistake. Okay, let's go on to game 2. Actually, I'm not going to look at the Steve game. We're going to go look at the other Luigi game, so that we can keep moving on here. Yeah, you clearly smack him as the Luigi, so as the Steve. Okay, so game 2 or game 3. Sorry. Game start, he does platform drop. Unsurprised. Wow, he fell out of that. He way overextended. Okay, taking more chip. You should definitely come back from that. He drifted back with the Zerk. Good nair. Fairder. Nice. I think that Byleth probably could edge guard Luigi, but there's a certain way that you would want to do it, and I don't like that particular one.
Okay.
Oh, he bungled. Oh, you didn't respect. Okay, so when Luigi up B's on these platforms, right here, you have to respect that he could go into either place. So what I would do, hold on, here's what I would do. For one, you don't have to guess. We can always figure it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this situation and we're going to try different options until we can identify best practice. So we're going to pick a platform stage. Battlefield should be fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to force Luigi to do a bad up B, and then we're going to see if we can't find an option that covers everything that we want to cover. Okay. Get that from there. That works. So we're going to have him up special, and he's going to hold his shield. Okay, so I'm going to hit shield. He does a bad up B. Perfect. So what is the best way to deal with this situation? So if he does a bad up B, my first thought is probably to just do up smash.
Okay.
And we can test that by getting him off the platform too. Like that, the scoop will grab him on the ground, and if he's under the platform, boom. And so like let's see how long it takes for him to actually up B. You see how long it takes for him to like actually recover after he lands? So like you can like hella get a charge off of this. Come on, Dash. Come on, Dash. Come on, Dash. Come on, Dash. Okay. Like I'm getting some beefy damage off this. You can hold that for a while. 25% off the up smash. Ugh. Or you can do, you might be able to do, you might well actually upbeat him. You can. Okay, so that works too. You can upbeat him, and I bet you if he's on the ground, it's going to be more of the same. It is, in fact. So you can upbeat and cover his platform, and also cover him falling through.
Excellent.
So you're the Byleth player, right? Like I'm going to let you figure out what makes most sense for your route, but at a minimum, I can guarantee get a beefy charge on up smash, or I could grab him with up B, and I'm using the same move with the same spacing with the same timing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to the situation and look what happened actually. You just super hard commit to the forward smash. Forward smash is good. He was at the percent where it would have killed. The problem is that you are giving him a way out when you don't have to. When you don't have to. And so I encourage you to just make a mental note of like, some characters, when they have these up Bs, they have platform mix-ups. For example, I know Shulk can do it. Luigi can do it. There's a handful of characters that have up Bs where they can guess, whether you land on the top platform or not. I think Cloud, he can guess if he doesn't do Climb Hazard 2. But when it's ambiguous like this, the best thing to do is to cover both options. And like Luigi will die at like freaking 60 if you charge him with that kind of up smash. Like at this percent, you could have blown him up right here. I'm pretty sure he would have died.
I think he would have died too.
Almost died. So let's try the percent he was actually at, which is 68. Like I'm pretty sure he would have died. Okay, what about if I had the rage that you had? I gotta go back to the other percent. Yeah, exactly. So like you had an option that would have covered both of his both of his choices and murdered him. I don't know if it would have necessarily killed on the ground. Maybe it would have done extra damage. It would not have killed on the ground. Okay, so food for thought. Oh wait, no, my rage is gone again. Got it. There we go. So yes, actually, you could cover both of his options and kill him at about 70%-ish. So, okay, good to know. So that's my recommendation. Use half charge, up smash, or up B to hard punish bad super jump punches when a platform is involved. At lower percents, if there's no platform, if you want to just go ahead and commit to the forward smash, you do you, man. He's your character. You know, like you have agency on what options you'd like to select. I'm just giving you my recommendation on what I would do if I had your tools. Let's continue. Oh, something happened. It was too fast.
At this point, I know I was nervous and getting greedy for a kill. With the desperate F smash, and then this.
That was not bad. So like this situation right here was actually good. I think your problem is you tried to charge it.
I shouldn't have charged it. Yeah, that was the only reason. My brain.
Yeah, exactly. If you had just not done the quarter charge, you'd have been fine. So no big deal.
It would have covered every option. I was just nervous.
Okay, yeah, I don't need to talk about that. It's clear you recognize what I'm talking about. That's fine. Damage. Actually, okay, so it's 842. I think I'm actually done with this set. I'm going to move on to the other set because what we've talked about already. I'm going to give you another exercise that I think will be helpful for you because what I see here is that you just are not playing the matchup correctly, which is bad because playing the matchup correctly is like 90% of neutral. It's very bad to play this matchup incorrectly. Like playing this matchup badly is catastrophic for your health. Okay, let me pull the other VOD. I think that just by adjusting the stuff that we're going to talk about, you'll be in a much better position to be successful. Okay, so let's post the other one. Let's take a look. So who's this against? Joker?
Joker.
Is that correct? Okay. So let's make a quick new set of lane conditions. Just real fast. So step one, I would say first goal, at least in this matchup, would be to contest Joker's superior burst with your own. And I would also say abuse crouch to mitigate bear out of shield. And I would also say, how good are Violet's two-frame options against Wings of Flight?
I was told after I played this set, I did not know it, by one of my good
friends. Can she just down angle forward smash?
You can do down tilt to catch. I'm not sure if F smash will reach below the ledge, but down tilt will for sure hit and combo into up smash or up air.
Let me take a look at the hitbox on that. Hold on. Down tilt. There's the boots. Maybe. That's pretty low. Hitbox is freaking gigantic. Okay. Well, the good thing is we don't actually have to guess. So we pull out my handy dandy. And I'm just gonna honestly, I feel like the time that we're spending together tonight, it would benefit you to just have me go into I have the training mod open. Like it just would benefit you to have me run through these for you, essentially.
If I had the training mode mod, I would spend hours on it.
It's a good tool, man. It was honestly low key. It was worth bricking my Switch. It was worth getting banned from online. It's such a nice tool.
I very much considered investing in purchasing a Switch that is moddable or is already modded for
B
the.
is for Byleth. Okay. So before we even get into the game, I'm going to show you what I mean by some of these options. Okay, so first things first, let's try and two-frame our Sin and see how viable that is. We're going to try some different options here. So buffs, return on our Sin, and then we're going to send them at like 60. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. And we're going to make him not spam down sub special. Yeah. Ooh, that's a slow move. Ooh, that might be unreactable at some ranges. I need to send it farther up stage. I'll try point blank. I don't know, man. This doesn't feel reactable to me.
What other option?
Look, I'm just trying to do it first because we're looking at two framing. Because the thing is when Arsene recovers, he doesn't have a hitbox. So like two frame attempts are free. Like you get free ones every time. It's a good thing. But this is hard to do on reaction. I haven't done it a single time.
If that's not working, maybe preemptive charge forward smash angled down.
I'm gonna try a couple of different things here. First of all, I want to look at this. So the lines are all in a straight line. Oh wait, no, the three circles on the edge are bigger. Okay, okay. So I shouldn't be trying to space this. That makes sense. I'm gonna give it a couple more tries, and I'm gonna move on to the next option. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one. Okay, so here's a couple of suggestions. Hold on. I need a freaking. I gotta switch controllers. This goddamn. Real quick, just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I just something's jacked up in my controller. It's not opening dashes like I want to. I'm switching back to it. Makes me sad. I never seem to get consistent controllers. Even my GameCube one, I think, is being weird. I need to have Austin recalibrate it. Okay. Let's see if that's working. Oh, I got that. There we go. Okay. Back to violence. So, oh yeah, alternative suggestion. Okay, so here's some alternatives to two framing that we're going to experiment with, and we're going to see if any of them are viable. Oh, that one worked good. I just didn't.
I actually really like that option because if you land the Nair, you can quickly tether back to the ledge, and if he doesn't lose Arsene, you can just hog the ledge until he uses his up B again, and then drop down and hit him with it, spiking him.
And it is forever, so if I'm early, it doesn't matter. Well, okay, I say it doesn't matter, but in that case, it didn't matter. Maybe I should fastball.
Another one that I've used is down air. Very preemptive timing, but big reward.
That's so much startup cow. Ooh, I like that. We can also try that. Oh yeah, that works. That works just as well. Okay. What about this one? Oh, didn't work that. Oh, that one works just fine. On reaction, too.
I never would have thought of that.
Ooh, okay. I was a little late on that one. Here's a different one. Oh, I wanted to put that shade. Okay.
If you trumped him, you could go for an up B off of ledge as well.
Oh, true. That is pretty free. Okay, so I think after my preliminary labbing, I think that both Nair and Forward Air are extremely reliable tools for shutting down Wings of Night, or whatever. Thanks for wrong. Hold on. I hate being wrong. J is for Joker. What's it called? I know it has a name. Wings of Rebellion. Whatever. Cringe. Anyway, those are my suggestions. Is I would use Ledge Slip Nair and Ledge Slip Fair to essentially throw him back off stage. And I threw him off stage at 90. Nair and Sour Fair are not killing at this percent, but you know what you are doing? A chunk of Arsene's meter and throwing him back off stage.
Yeah, especially with the Nair.
Yeah, the Nair in particular wastes a ton of time. So I'm a pretty big fan of that option. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's that's kind of viable. I like the Nair a lot actually, and you could probably actually use it against you could probably use it against Joker too.
The regular tether, yeah, it's something I try to go for in different ways in this set, and don't. I put myself in disadvantage more when I should have just been ledge trapping. I'll be honest. But he was good at mixing up the timings. Anyways.
wonder if the fastest he can come back is. Oh, that's missed the target. I wanted. See, if he delays like that at the time, but I think the CPU. I don't know if a human would do that every time. Maybe at high level.
Oh, I haven't. I'm not seeing what you're doing.
Oh, you're not. Hold on. Let me. Oh, there you go. Sorry. Oh, he fell out again. Maybe I should hold forward a little more. Oh, what that be? Okay. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay. Feeling it now. I got it, I got it. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't jump it. Ah, dang it, inside me afterwards. Oh, dude, I almost got him. Like, I'm just saying, man, like, this is not a bad position to be in at all.
I see what you're going for. It does offer a lot of control, and I feel like most human beings, after being hit by that nair and losing their Arsene, would want to do the instant tether with Joker.
That's a change. That's me. Okay.
If you can keep holding forward after the nair, it'll always send towards the stage.
I did not know that.
That will hit hanging opponents. It may not hit. Oh, it does.
I'm skeptical about doing that for the two frame though, because the spacing is real tight. Spacing, I'm not necessarily a fan of that one.
It'd be difficult.
Yeah. Anyway, Nair and Fair are my recommendations. Okay, enough of that. Let's look at this. Okay, so let's take a look at the game for just a little bit here. Let's switch back to the. We're almost out of time, so I'm only going to watch a little bit of it. But I don't know. I feel good about empowering you with these tools. I think that it would stand to benefit a lot from nice mix-up. Oh yeah, we got to talk about Bear too. Because you won this set, right?
Yes, he wins the first game, and then I feel like I made a pretty confident adaptation, and won the next two. I thought it was really cool how with your game plan analysis you said that I should challenge Joker's burst range with my own burst range, which is the adaptation that I really started making once I got used to his movement patterns.
Well, it's just that Joker's mobility stats are much bigger than yours, so to contest him, you have to swing. That's the thing. Oh yeah, you were late.
One thing you may have knowledge on, either do you have advice for how to always not get trumped if you know it's going to happen? Like what I
Yes,
can buffer,
yes,
because
yes,
I mess up
yes,
that input all the time. I died
yes,
to a trump there knowing it was going to happen.
yes.
I hate it.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hold on. Back to the lab again. Uh-oh. Okay. So dealing with trumps are really easy. Dealing with trumps are really, really easy. All you do is press a button. Specifically, you buffer an option. So, like for example, I have Joker set to wait. So whenever he grabs the ledge, if I grab the ledge, he goes away. Sure, easy. Everybody knows what that is. But if I have him do a neutral get up, or let's say maybe a roll. You see how I didn't get trumped, even though I did a good one?
Mm-hmm.
So this is happening because you are buffering options off the ledge. So when you grab the ledge, when the ledge actually gets grabbed, right here, it takes some time for your move to actually happen. So, hold on. There we go. 1, okay, so I'm gonna hold A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Frame 20, you're finally allowed to act. So when you're on the ledge, you have to buffer your ledge option during this time, but before they grab the ledge. If that happens, you'll queue up your next move, and even though you're both sharing the ledge, you will not get kicked off. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
It does.
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. The options that you can use to get off the ledge are pretty simple. You can use get up attack, you can use ledge jump, you can use roll, and you can use neutral get up. Yes, neutral get up. You just so with neutral get up, you just grab the ledge and you tap in. As long as you tap in at the right time, you can neutral get up without getting trumped. Most of the time, you'll see people roll. So like if they get sent off stage and they're panicking, they don't want to get trumped, they'll roll. This is why a lot of the times you can blow people up because they're not wanting to get trumped, right? So like in this situation here, oh, 1%. So in this situation here, I'm threatening a ledge trump by being here, and he can counterplay that by rolling to the ledge. But you know, it's not foolproof because I can bait it and murder him if I'm anticipating it. So like dealing with ledge trumping has a pro and a con. When you buffer an option, you are willingly getting up at a very defined period of time. In exchange, you cannot be ledge trumped. So your opponent gets to remove the timing aspect, and they just have to guess the option. But you get to avoid the trip. That's the trade-off. And there's a pro and con for everything. So like you can beat it. You can beat ledge trump with ledge get up too. You know. But you know, like if I just think that you're going to do it and I throw that hitbox out, you can get blown up. That works for all of these. Anyway, hopefully that clarifies that situation for you.
Yeah, I think that pretty much diagnoses the problem. I think my main problem is I was trying to either buffer before I actually grabbed the ledge preemptively, or buffered on reaction. I'm like, oh, they grabbed the ledge. I'm going to try and buffer, but it was too late.
Hey, quit delaying your area. Hey, quit full apping your area. I'm going to just reset the thing. Dude, why are you full apping? Stop. Why are you delaying again? Oh, no. Perfect. Okay, so this is the other problem, right? The bear. scary move. Right, big move, scary move. Okay, so here's how you deal with this move.
That's simple.
Now, obviously, at some points, you're too close. Not every character has a low enough crouch. But at like this range, okay, so something else to think about. Sometimes when you do a move, it'll have landing lag. And when there's landing lag, your character will pancake.
Low profile, yeah.
Everybody's different. Ooh, that's a good one. That one's not bad. That one's not great. That one's okay. And then did I miss one? No, that's all. Okay, so let's try a couple of these different ones.
Wow. If you're right on top of them, that's funny. I can't believe that works.
But yeah, pretty. So like, not everybody has a crouch that goes long enough, but you would be surprised at how many characters can pancake under this move. And so like, if you just spend time in the lab and actually check, like, dude, this is like 3 out of 4 moves. Well, sorry. Did I say 3? I meant 4 out of 5 moves. Nair probably also wins. Yeah, because Nair stuffs in. So like, Bear is super broken, but it just doesn't work against a lot of landing lags. Now, if Joker understands this, he can see like. So I want you to take a look at this. I am not spacing this bear well. This bear is not vertically spaced, right? You would agree, right? Like I'm not landing as soon as I could.
Yes.
The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be in the middle of my landing lag when Joker is actionable. If I try to perfectly space it, there's going to be times where, or like the downer was a great example. See, I'm too late in the animation and I go up high enough. So, but if I just do a buffered one, this is buffered short hop downer, brother. Like brainless. Brainless. What does he do? He can't do anything. This is a comically funny interaction, by the way. I think this is hilarious. I didn't know Violet could do this. Like I'm literally just buffering short hop downer.
Is that his fastest option out of shield?
It's his only option out of shield. What the fuck does he do?
Well, is there enough landing lag from down air that he could turn around and maybe do a forward tilt or a jab?
Okay, that question. Sure. So, yes, but he's good at back air. Like, you have to understand. The Joker's good at back air, dude. The Jokers are carried. They trust back
air. Okay.
To answer your question, he can probably forward smash me. He could probably forward smash me, but that would require him to have incredible matchup knowledge. So, like, is this a gimmick? Technically. Are gimmicks good for healthy? Yes. Gimmicks are good. Okay, yeah, that's true. So if he dropped his shield and did turn around F smash, he could do that. And also keep in mind, he could dare out of shield, and it would also be true. But I'm just saying, if Joker is in this position, like, I'm just saying, Jokers do be Baron.
They do be.
Jokers do be Baron. And check this out. You know what else is more common? This
Could I see the
position.
game?
Oh, sorry.
You're
So
okay.
like, this is also a common position where Joker is in front of you, like right here, and you want to get behind Joker, but you're afraid because like, what if you try to like jump past him and then he back airs you? It's scary. So like, you could just disrespect him. What does he do? You just leave. You just leave. His pressure is useless.
You know, I've been putting together a notepad of concrete goals, things that I can work at and improve on.
This is so silly. It's so funny.
Hitting a Joker with this in bracket is gonna be one of those goals.
Because like I'm telling you, Jokers do be Baron. It is a universal law of this world. Jokers do be Baron. This is just buffer. I can't believe how easy it is. This is literally just a buffered short hop, slow fall, back air. And in fact, if I fast fall it, I get hit. But if I slow fall, I never get hit no matter how I space it.
That is so unbelievably silly.
Yeah, this is funny. Because, like, for example, you could probably do a shield break setup on this. So if he does a bear and then holds shield because it misses, because he's like, oh crap, you know, like that's a thing that could happen. So let's see what kind of shield break setups we have.
I believe any aerial plus down air will break shield. So if you hit like forward air, oh, you're trying to see after the down air.
Of course, because he'll reshield after it misses. Yeah, not surprised. Or I could do a second down air. Or you could guarantee a shield poke.
Yeah, that's probably the best option.
So check this one out. Oh wait, I need to turn around. There we go. So I could do this. Oh, sorry. That lag gets me. Ooh. Oh my lord. Yeah, okay. So like you could do that too. To force an opening against someone who's turtling, like. Oh wow, I go too high. Okay. Stop getting launched. There we go. Oh, I gotta be like right at the ledge. Huh. So like, I don't know. I think that this definitely qualifies as a gimmick, but gimmicks are good for you. You should learn gimmicks against top tiers. That is, in my opinion, one of the best advice I could give players.
Why would you say that?
Well, because you're going to play them all the time. You see top tiers all the time in brackets. So if you can find an interaction where, due to the natural jank of Smash, you just benefit in some bizarre way, why not? It's one extra thing in your pile of degenerate gimmicks to throw against your opponent. Sometimes you win with degenerate gimmicks. Do you know how many people I've killed because I just do up smash their ledge and they die at like 50 because they neutral get up a roll? Like, degenerate gimmicks are good. They freak your opponent out and they slow them down because they have to respect this new option that they never had to respect it again. I bet you the shield players. Oh, that also goes shield. I guarantee it's shield players. Yeah, I'll do it. I think so. Still, being able to down air and he can't bear you is funny. Because that makes it easy. Like, you know, these other ones, I'm kind of like timing it, you know? Oh. That's buffered rising short hop fastball fair. Oh, I got to time it like right afterwards. There you go.
The shield stun from the spaced hit seems to make it not work. Well, maybe not.
No, it's because the fastball timing is precise. Let me try back here. But if I delay the fair, if I jump and then delay it, it's free. I wonder if I do a rising one. Yeah, even if I delay it by even a little bit. Well, like this is so nice because what if Joker's back here and you want to pressure him, but like this entire area he controls because of the threat of back air. So like you could just like poke him. It doesn't freaking matter. That's true, by the way. Like you could kill him for this. Right here. This is true. No shield break, no gimmick. He can't shield in time after that. You just murder him with the down tilt. You know what I'm saying? Like that's true. If you bait the back air with that option, he just dies. You know how many Jokers would bear after seeing you space that forward air like that?
Quite a lot.
All of them. Every single one of them. They're waiting to bury you. And so if you're right here, I'll put it this way: like this position is so good for you because you're outside of Bear's range, right? You're outside of Bear's range. You're just entering Bear's range, but you have a hitbox to protect yourself. You get to approach into your optimal space. His only option to deal with you can never hit you, and then you just buffer down tilt, and it hits him out of end line. This position is so favorable. Like, that's so easy, dude. Anyway, we're pretty over our time, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like not every time I do a session with someone, I decide to do this. But in this particular case, I feel like you stand to benefit a great deal from watching me show you these different applications of the game. Like you,
I agree.
Also, one last thing: you need to learn how to wall. So, like, instead of this thing where you're like landing right on top of Luigi and you're getting fucked up, you need to empty hop and then retreating bear. So, like, if you land on top of him, you just need to press no buttons and then back up and bear, or you need to like press no buttons and then back up and roll, back up and cover roll with F tilt. Like, this is how you should be walling with this character. Or one of these. These are really good too. You just run up. This is what I call a horseshoe jump. It's because like I draw a horseshoe with my character. You see how like I'm running in, I go up and then I go back to the left?
Yeah.
So like these are really good for sorties. Even if someone parries this, what are they going to do? You're so far away. This particular horseshoe jumps are really broken against people who like to spam parry. Because even if they parry you, they've got to input a dash to get to you. Anyway, I think this is going to go ahead and call it. Hopefully this was productive and you have things to think about.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, with the Luigi thing, again, it's about anticipating where his shield dash is going to be, and you want to put the tipper where the shield dash is and not where Luigi is. Or you do the thing that I just showed you where you let Luigi shield dash, and then you either empty hop or you run up and horseshoe jump there, and that way he can't. So like, here's the thing: if he does a shield dash, he's in shield now. He cannot shield dash again unless he drops his shield. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when someone puts their shield up, that's your opportunity to get close to him and set up your spaced pressure, because now he has to drop his shield before he can shield dash again. It's when he's not shielding that you want to respect shield dash a lot. Okay, this concludes our session. I have a couple of viewers in the chat. Do you have any questions before I let you go?
Question from me or the viewers?
From you. The viewers are welcome to post any questions into the chat while we're talking, because sometimes it takes a second for people to think about that stuff. But I just am asking you also if there's anything that we talked about that you need more clarification on.
I was gonna ask you about tips for efficient viewing of my own VODs on my own, but honestly, I think this was just like a 101 lesson on how to do that, so I'm a bit more comfortable in that. In general, though, me not being able to wall effectively in that match, I'm wondering if it's not. I'm trying to articulate an effective question here that's actually accomplishing something. How can I think about walling more effectively, other than just what you've told me? Is there another way that I can be thinking about it as far as like
Yes.
a game objective?
Yes. There's a very easy one. If you cannot swing the way that you want to, where the situation benefits you, don't swing.
Because I feel like I'm in this rut with this game right now where there's so many situations where, I mean, Violet is a very, she's a slower character in terms of frame data, and I feel like in a lot of matchups against faster characters, what happens a lot is they wait for me to press a button, and then they punish me. And
Byleth is not a slow character. She's a committal character.
A
If you want to move faster in this game, swing less. If you're getting outsped, it's because you're swinging too much. Because your range makes up for your poor stat speed.
I find that I often swing the most in matchups where I feel like I can't react. Like earlier, I was playing against Pyramithra, and it was online too, so that didn't help reaction time, I guess, for either of us. But when Mithra dashes at me and does anything, I feel like I don't have time to react or anticipate what happens. So what oftentimes happens is I'm pressing buttons to try and anticipate them coming in. I'm like, let me throw out a fair for when they dash into it, but
Online is a totally different thing, dude. So I'll reverse this question on you. Mithra and Pyra can't react to anything you do. Instead of questioning how big their burst range is, why don't you reflect on how the delay extends your own unreactable range? And try being more, thinking about what that means. Instead of worrying about, oh, this character has a humongous range, that's because you're trying to react. Stop reacting. Understand where your online burst range is and start utilizing.
That goes for offline as well, right?
Of course. The burst ranges just get smaller because dash attack is not as effective by 5 frames. Whatever the distance you can cover in 5 frames of a dash is how much extra reach you have online. Unless you have a projectile character. Some projectiles, 5 frames gives them humongous extra control. We're talking about Robin Thunder, Robin L Thunder, Charge Shot, those kinds of things. Wolf Blaster. Those moves have a much longer unreactable range, and you have to, if you're going to shield them on reaction, you have to stand significantly farther back. Anyway, that whole thing is a rabbit hole. Like, we could talk for a long time about that, so I'm not going to address it in detail. You should swing less.
Okay.
Swing less and move more, and you'll find that Violet being slow is not as big of a deal as you thought it was going to be. And instead of swinging more, swing better.
Okay.
Pick your situations and swing when you think that the situation favors you. AKA, if I outrange this character, am I going to outspace their shield dash? That's really kind of the key interaction is spacing around shield dash. Once you do that, you have to force Luigi to start taking bigger risks, like shielding less to get in. You have to beat shield dash first, and then the other options of the matchup will start to unfold. That's the first thing you got to shut down. So if you can't shut that down, Luigi's just going to keep shield dashing you, and he's never going to do the other things.
True. Yeah.
You have to beat that option first. You have to beat their degenerate option first because they're matchup checking you. They're saying, do you know how to wall me out? Because they don't want to have to guess. They want to do the safe option. They're going to do shield dash because it's safe. If you can't deal with it, the game's already over.
That it was.
Okay, I'm going to send you the list of notes that I have, and that'll do, man. Thanks for coming.
All right, thanks for the coaching.
Yeah, you have a nice night, man.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay, and that'll be it for everybody else. See you guys.